Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Rob Rivers Horror Show. I am your host, as always, Rob Rivers, and it's a glorious day. I hope it's great where you are. I wouldn't want it to be any other way, believe it or not. Uh, Not too long ago, a couple days ago, in fact, I ran across on Slant, SLANT.com, and they had a listing of the 100 greatest horror films of all time. And they have a little article or an introduction on this, and I kind of wanted to go over it with everybody here. And I sit there and it says the list of the 100. These works aren't about the fear of dying, but the fear of dying alone. A subtlety that cuts through the bone of our fear of death anyway, of a life unlived. There's an explicit current of self-loathing running through this amazing collection of films. All right. Well, I went over this list, and this list alone, there's 100 films on there, and a lot of them are good. But this whole idea that these works aren't about the fear of dying, but the fear of dying alone. I'm like, no, 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 no. I think he's got the wrong idea about horror. A lot of the way I view horror is one thing of being in a horrifying situation and trying to get out. The instinct of survival kicks in, and people will do whatever they need to do to get out. There is no the idea that, oh my God, I'm going to die here and I haven't lived. No, they want to continue to live. All right, survival instincts. All right, you can watch any Steven Seagal film, or Chuck Norris, or all these action, Matt Damon, or whatever. And even if you went into Disney's Aladdin, okay, these people are always faced in, especially in these situations, of the fear of dying, but they are more inclined to try to figure out how to get out of there. When Aladdin is stuck inside that cave before he conjures up the genie and stuff like that, he's trying to figure out how to get out of there. So he's not thinking about, oh my gosh, I haven't lived. He's thinking, how do I get out of here? And the same with a lot of these films. And that whole thing of a life unlived, when you look at a lot of these films he has on this list, all right, and I think it is a gentleman, there are films on here that this is not even in the question, all right? I wanted to go over it. Now, he had that in 93, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, 1956. Our guy in there was not worried about dying alone. He was worried about stopping them, all right? I don't see where he gets that. All right. There's another one here. They Live, the John Carpenter film. They Lived with Roddy Piper. I thought that was John Carpenter, right? Yeah. If I did, yeah, I think it was him. He wasn't trying to say, "Oh my God, I'm going to die here," and stuff like that. Oh, what have I lived? No, Piper was going to stop these people. It's like, holy cow, we've got stuff going on here that shouldn't be going on. All right, Near Dark. The Near Dark was about the vampire family. How are they sitting there saying, "Oh, we're going to die here and we're not going to be able to live"? So I don't believe Silence of the Lambs fit in that category either. No, they were trying to stop somebody. All right. I just did a recent review of Blue Velvet, which he has here at number 69. I don't see where this falls into it right there. And so, like I said, there are other films on here too. Santra Sangra, all right, 1989. Now, if you've ever seen this film, I don't know where they sit there saying that this guy has the fear of dying and he's going to live an unlived life. He's the one that escapes a mental institute to play the arms of his mother. I don't see that. It was a very strange film, by the way. I'll have to review that one day and stuff. And as we get closer, here's the Invasion of the Body Snatchers, 1978. Poltergeist. Poltergeist wasn't that a situation. They wanted their little girl back. All right, come on. This is not what it was. Reanimator. Reanimator falls in at number 30. I don't see it there either. Frankenstein. What's that got to do with it? Frankenstein, 1931. All right, I don't sit there and see this here. And then a little bit later on, he's got the Bride of Frankenstein at 32. It's like, okay, we have Jaws at number 1975 at number 33. I'm sorry, I don't see that at all. I think it's just, I see a story of people are trying to stop a shark from killing people around here. As I go on here, The Birds, Alfred Hitchcock's famous film. And I don't think that was a situation either where these people were sitting there saying that, oh, hey, I'm going to have a fear of death. I have a life unlived. No. Sorry, I don't see it there. The Exorcist. Now, this is what's weird here. He's got this at number 15. is The Exorcist. Now, The Exorcist to me it all is the number one horror film of all time because it's a very scary situation for anybody. Was that the idea of the death and, oh, Reagan is going to have a life unlived? I don't think so. They were more concerned about getting this demon out of her and stuff like that and trying to cure her. The Thing comes in at number 9. All right, 1982's The Thing, John Carpenter again. These guys weren't worried about death; they were worried about stopping this thing. Freaks is number 1982 or from 1932 is at number 7. And I'm going to go over here. The top 5 is one of the ones. His first film, the film he has at number 1 might fit into that category. He has the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. All right. But I really don't think that girl was sitting there thinking about, oh my gosh, I don't want to die, I haven't lived. I thought she was like, I got to get the hell out of here. That is the instinct to survive. All right, same with any Jason film, any Michael Myers film, any Chucky film. They want to get the hell out. All right. Number 2, he has Psycho, 1960 Psycho. No, I don't think that was a will to live either. There in an undying and a life unlived. It was basically about Norman Bates. And the number 3, he has Rosemary's Baby. Where's the will to live, the unlived life there? She's giving her baby is having a baby to Satan here. This is a totally different subject. All right. This is the other one that he gets me. Is number 4. He has Carrie, starring Sissy Spacek in the 1976 film. Carrie did not have a fear of dying and living an unlived life. She was pissed off. She had had enough. So the guy, to me, in a lot of his films here, he just totally contradicts himself. I don't know what he's thinking here. And even if I go over this, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But you can go on to slant.com, SLANT, and take a look at it. And if you got any feedbacks, I'd love to know what you think about it. But in my ideas, the idea of horror is not about the fear of dying. It's about the will to survive. And also, you can have a horror film where you don't have any body counts at all and it still be successful. Why? Because it's just really people that are in horrifying situations. All right? One of the greatest, as I said earlier, Exorcist. From what I can remember of the film, we've had 1 death in the whole film. Well, actually there were 2, but, I'm just saying that it was just that, you've seen it, I'm sure. You know what I'm talking about. But that's not what the movie about. It wasn't a killer or anything like that. It was just that. I believe even in Poltergeist, which is one of the scariest films of all time and everything, there was no death in Poltergeist. So you can have a film like that that is creepy and scary and stuff like that and not have a body count at all if it's done right. All right. Don't forget, bloodwhitemovie.com. And you'll see some death in that one. But see, even in here, it was just a will to survive. It wasn't about a life, a fear of dying and a life unlived. It was survival. This is what it's about. It's about surviving in a very horrible world, in a horrible situation. Let me know what you think. RobRiversRocks@gmail.com. All right? Okay. That's enough for this segment. I've taken up enough of your time. Look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. And, of course, God loves you. And don't forget that, baby.